do not adjust the microphone. But if you notice, I am really short. So with the permission of Netroots, not that I ever asked permission, I'm adjusting the microphone. Is that better? It is great to be in Netroots in Chicago. And I just saw at this table the amazing president of the Chicago Teachers Union, Stacey Davis Gates. But what I want to say, and it's so great to see this many activists and allies in this ballroom. Chicago is a union town. Chicago is a fighting town. Chicago is a gritty town. And Chicago is a town that is going to show the world what the future should look like. And Chicago having all of us here today is because Chicago is a place, just like Netroots, that believes in freedom and justice and equality and a democracy. It believes in a future. You believe in a future of a climate that's sustainable. I say that as it's like 98 degrees in my city today. An economy that's fair. Us building a perfect union where everyone has a voice. Everyone has dignity. I can't believe you have to keep on saying that, but we have to do that right now because of what is around us, not just in this city, but in this country, in this nation. And frankly, as an educator and a unionist, I sit at the cross-section of the three enablers of opportunity, the three enablers of justice, the three enablers of freedom: education, the labor movement, and voting. So no wonder Mike Pompeo called me the most dangerous person in the world. But seriously, I want to talk for a minute about why teachers have become such targets. Remember the beginning of the pandemic. Parents showered praise on teachers and school staff. People saw just how crucial educators in public schools were in taking care of our kids and our communities. And then the far right started these smears, these malicious attacks and outright lies on public schools, on teachers. It's appalling. So why did they do this? Extremists try to divide Americans from one another. They know public schools are trying to unite us. They wage culture wars in schools, even though parents know that we have our kids' best interests at heart, not some other bizarro agenda that I don't even understand what they're talking about. What do? We present facts. We help young people learn how to think, to discern fact from fiction, to be curious, to lean into their potential and their passion. We try to address learning loss and the disconnection and alienation people still feel. And because of that, that's why 90% of parents send their kids to public schools, and that's why a large majority of parents want to see schools strengthened, not want to see these alternatives. But as the extremists continue to unleash this vitriol, you'll notice they don't offer one single idea as to how to strengthen public schools. Because they don't want to improve public schools. They want to end public schools. And they're not shy about telling us. Take Christopher Rufo, the culture warrior who invented the conflict over critical race theory. What did he say? And I'm going to quote him now correctly so he doesn't try to sue me for defamation again. To get to universal school choice, their name for vouchers, quote, You really need to operate from a premise of universal public school distrust. You have to be ruthless and brutal. Think about that. What he's saying about our children and about our schools. Distrust, ruthless, brutal. That's the playbook of fearmongers who call teachers groomers and say we teach filth. And of cultural warriors who censored honest history and ban acclaimed books like the poem Amanda Gorman did at Joe Biden's inauguration. So, what do we do about this? I can go on and on about the enablers of this, like the Supreme Court. And the person who is pretty much textbook for all of this, Governor Ron DeSantis. Wait, I didn't hear you. He believes his war on woke will propel him to the White House. But think about what they are blind to. Real people's problems. Florida has the highest inflation rate in the country, nearly double the national average, and a housing crisis to boot. Meanwhile, rate hikes, rubber stamped by the state, have nearly doubled average insurance costs, with homeowners now paying 3 times the national average. And when Farmers Insurance said they're going to leave, what did Governor DeSantis say? Oh, they're just woke. What he is not awake. So obviously, we have to fight all of this. But, and you can see the point I'm about to get to, which is, this is where we need all of you. The public's with us. We're winning poll after poll. Look at what Move On did today in terms of the banning books bus. This is the bottom line, though. If we don't act together as a community, if we don't act as a beloved community, going and doing and getting into good trouble, these extremists will win. And will we let them win? No. And the other thing we have to do, and that's what we're doing, is that we have to do what every school teacher knows, which is we have to meet people where they are. We have to listen to people. We have to hear people. And so that's why we, the teachers union, are going to do the following things. We're going to take on learning loss. We're going to take on this disaffection. We're going to do what we need to do to make public schools, every public school in the United States, a place that parents want to send their kids, a place that educators want to work, and a place that kids thrive. That's what we're going to do. But we need your help. We need your allyship. We need people to be involved and engaged in a movement, just like we're a movement for climate, just like we're a movement for freedom. We need to be a movement for all children. Are you ready to help us? Will you help us? Well, there's another person who's really, really there helping. And he's not just helping school teachers, he's helping all of Chicago. And that is Mayor Brandon Johnson. I often say our job is to be activists, aspiration agents, hope bringers. Our job is to help lift all, to make the middle class cool again, to ensure that everyone gets their God-given potential.